At midnight, my phone buzzed in my palm like a trapped insect, her name glowing against the dark. I pressed call again, breath held. A man answered, voice thick and lazy, and said, "She's in the shower, bro." For a moment, I couldn't hear anything else. Not the refrigerator's low hum, not the rain ticking the window, not my own heart cracking open like ice. Just that word, bro, familiar and careless, as if we shared something, as if I'd been invited into a joke I didn't know the punchline to. "Who is this?" I asked, already hating the way my voice bent around the question. There was a pause. I pictured him. Shirtless, maybe, leaning on a sink, steam fogging the mirror. He said, amused. "She didn't tell you?" The line went dead. I sat there with the phone cooling in my hand, staring at the place on the wall where a framed photo used to hang. We'd moved it last week, arguing over nothing, leaving a pale rectangle behind like a missing tooth. It felt like that now, an absence you keep prodding with your tongue. I told myself there was an explanation. There had to be. She worked late. She'd mentioned a friend visiting from out of town, a throwaway detail I filed under not important. I replayed our last conversation, searching for a stutter, a pause, anything that could have warned me. All I found were the ordinary things. Milk on the grocery list, the neighbor's dog barking, her laugh through the phone when I told her about the dent in my car. I drove. The city at night is honest in a way the daytime never is. Everything stripped to essentials. Red lights bled into wet asphalt. A couple argued on a corner, their words swallowed by traffic. I rehearsed what I'd say. I wouldn't shout. I'd ask questions. I'd listen. That's who I was, right? The man who listened. Her building rose out of the dark like a clenched fist. I parked crookedly, didn't bother fixing it. In the lobby, the security guard nodded like he always did, bored, trusting. The elevator ride felt too long, the numbers ticking up like a countdown I couldn't stop. I knocked once. Then again. When she opened the door, she was wrapped in a towel, hair damp and curling against her neck. The smell of her shampoo, citrus, and something green hit me so hard my knees went weak. For a split second, relief flared. See? Shower. Nothing strange. Then I saw his shoes by the door. Men's shoes. Not mine. Her face did a complicated thing. Surprise, yes, but also calculation. "You're early," she said, like that explained anything. "I called," I said. A man answered. She closed her eyes, just for a heartbeat. It was enough. "Come in," she said quietly. The apartment looked the same and wrong all at once. The lamp we'd bought together glowed softly. The couch sagged in the middle where we watched movies and argued about endings. He was standing by the kitchen counter, wearing a T-shirt I didn't recognize, holding a glass of water like a peace offering. He looked ordinary. That hurt almost as much as anything. "This is Mark," she said. "We work together." Mark lifted a hand. "Hey, man." I laughed. It came out sharp and ugly. "You call me bro." "Sorry," he said, and meant it. That, too, hurt. She started talking fast. Too fast. About deadlines and drinks that went too late, and the shower that was just a shower. I watched her mouth move, cataloged the way she avoided my eyes, the way her fingers twisted the towel like she might wring herself out of this if she tried hard enough. "Did you sleep with him?" I asked. Silence fell heavy, pressing on my ears. The rain outside intensified, a hiss against the windows. Mark cleared his throat. "I'll go," he said, already reaching for his shoes. "Stay," she said automatically. Then, "No. Go." The door closed behind him with a soft, final click. She sank onto the couch, towel slipping but still decent, as if modesty could save us now. "It wasn't planned," she said. "It just happened." I sat across from her, the distance between us a chasm. "How long?" She hesitated. That was the answer. "A few months." I nodded, like this was information I could file away. "When you told me you were staying late, when you stopped calling me back, when you asked for space." "I was confused," she said. "You were always gone, always tired." I felt invisible. There it was, the indictment. Part of me wanted to accept it, to shoulder some of the blame like I always did. Another part, newly awake and feral, wanted to tear something down. "You could have told me," I said. "You could have left." Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't want to hurt you." I almost laughed again. Instead, I stood. My legs shook. "I need air." I stepped out onto the balcony. The rain soaked my shirt instantly, cold and grounding. Below, headlights streaked by. People moving on with their lives, ignorant of the small apocalypse unfolding above them. I thought about the first night we met, how she'd mispronounced my name and laughed, unafraid. I thought about the way trust isn't a single thing you give once, but 1,000 tiny choices you make every day. Behind me, the balcony door slid open. "I love you," she said, voice barely audible over the rain. I turned. Water ran down my face, mixing with something hot and bitter. "Do you?" She didn't answer right away. That was new. "I don't know," she said finally. The truth landed harder than any lie could have. I left before dawn, the sky paling, the world resetting like nothing had happened. In the car, my phone buzzed again. A message from an unknown number. "I didn't know about you. I'm sorry." I stared at it until the letters blurred. Then I deleted it. At a red light, I caught my reflection in the mirror. Eyes red, jaw clenched, older than I had been the night before. The light turned green. I drove on, carrying the weight of what I'd lost in the strange, terrible clarity of knowing exactly when it broke. Not when a man answered my wife's phone, slurring and smug, but when she looked at me and couldn't say she loved me without hesitation. Some betrayals announce themselves with noise. Others arrive softly, like rain, soaking it until everything you thought was solid gives way beneath your feet.